let's just jump into it because I'm gonna ask too many questions if we don't start.
Okay, very, very true, very true.
Hello, dear chat. Welcome back to episode 14. I am Tony or Tony Soar, and this is
sincerelyLyn or Lynn. Hi.
Hello. We have big changes happening. Last week I had Lynn is back. She no longer quit. She's back. She's actually here. We are continuing together.
Pinto did such a bad job that Tony asked me to come back.
So last episode we had Pinto on, but yes, Lynn did not actually quit the podcast. She is back, but she did
move to Japan.
So this episode is coming out after your reveal, so
we can talk about everything and everything.
We can actually talk about everything now. And I have been dying. Not actually. I feel I've had a lot of people ask me questions, and I'm like, bro, I have to just say, I don't want to lie. I'm like, I don't know
where Lynn is.
I only had like one instance where it was like, do you know where she moved? And I was like, yes, but
I'm not gonna tell you.
She's not ready for people to know yet, so I can't say.
I appreciate it. Yeah. So that was one of the things that I was a bit hesitant about just telling anyone that I was moving, especially the location, because there's a lot of paperwork that is involved with a move, going to a completely different country and getting a visa and all that stuff. I'm sure Tony's familiar to some degree. And it was one of those things where it was like, I think the less people know, the better, because I don't want to have the mental burden of like talking and explaining things constantly to people. And so now I'm putting it all in this podcast. So like, hopefully if anyone has questions, I'm like, just go watch this episode, because I don't want to talk about this and make it like my main form of content by any means. So I feel like we have to go like pretty far back to like say when this all started happening. It's kind of crazy
because it's been like a year in the works. I feel like
it's been technically like almost over a year. So we went to Carowinds together, which is an amusement park. It was Tony, me, Bristol, and Pinto. That was it last year, 2025 in like fall?
Yeah,
right,
because it was like Carowinds. I think it must have been 2024 in the fall then.
Was it 2024?
I feel
yes, you're right. So literally like the day or two before that, Bristol had found out that he was selected for this teaching English position in Japan. And so he like wanted to tell someone and I was very excited. So Tony and Pinto were some of the first people outside of our immediate family to like be told, and we were just, I don't even remember how you took the news. You're just like, Japan? Really? I don't even remember.
Shit. I was like, let's go. Congrats. Like, that's awesome. And then I think we started talking about like Blender moving to Japan too.
Yeah, we did talk about that. Yeah. And how he did that. So we're not the first friend that Tony and Pinto have had moved to Japan, apparently. They had someone before us. We're number 2.
I know. I've had actually 2 people. You guys are the third friend group.
Oh my god,
third friends that I know that have moved to Japan to do like education, and I'm like, wait, maybe I should go.
Oh my god, wait, yes, that would be so fun. It's pretty cool. It's been pretty cool so far. So fall 2024, that's when Tony and Pinto found out, and then we rode a bunch of roller coasters, and I probably dislocated my shoulder on that one wooden one. And then Bristol just immediately had to start applying for his like visa to go over there. And I'm not going to talk like too much into that because it is a little bit like, I don't know, personal information, but it was a process. And his company helps, get him that because he is going to be getting paid in yen, so very much within the Japanese like ecosystem and everything like that. So then he left in February of 2025 to go teach, and during that time he like had an apartment that is kind of like assigned to you by the company. He ended up like moving and he found this place, and I will probably talk about this place a little bit too because obviously it's a different setup. And if you're curious why I'm whispering, it's like 2 a.m. right now.
It's 12 p.m. for Eastern time right now, and 2 a.m. Japan time.
The time zones are something that like I kind of didn't think about until it like already happened. And then we played Peak earlier today. It was like me, Tony.
Last night. She's day drinking.
Dude, yeah. So it's like 8 p.m. It's like 8 p.m. for Tony and everyone, and they're drinking, or it was 10:30 p.m. It was like 12 p.m. my time when that started. So I was like drinking in the middle of the day, and then I couldn't even admit to what I was drinking, which it was banging. I had like some like banana strawberry mixed drink, and then I just put soju in it.
Oh,
it was so good, man. It was so good, and I didn't taste like any of the alcohol in it. And dude, it was very dangerous. I didn't drink the
like
full
juice.
Yeah, it just tastes like juice. I didn't drink the full like soju bottle, but like I was close towards the bottom, and I was like, dude, I gotta stop drinking right now. So I was very responsible. So then like we finished playing, and like you guys are all like, oh, I'm so tired, I'm gonna go to sleep. And then I'm just like, wow, it's 2 p.m. now. What do I do?
Time to go grocery shopping or something.
I was like, God. Oh well, that's nice, I guess. Oh my God, he finally sat down. This little guy in my lap has been screaming in the background and running around.
Zombies. Relax, kitty.
Finally calm down.
Well, anyway, back Bristol, because like you never told Stream or anything that Bristol was gone. So like you would like sometimes talk about Bristol still being there, actually. Yes. So, but you were actually by yourself for so long.
I was living alone for upwards of like 8-ish months, or wait, 8-ish months or whatever. No, wait, 11. I don't know. He came back in like December of 2025 during Christmas, and that's when like the big move was happening, and also why my stream schedule was so sporadic, and I was just like, I was so anxious. I think I have more gray hairs than I've ever had in my entire life. Like, it's so bad.
It's a good thing that you want your hair to be gray.
I know, isn't that crazy? It's just the gray hairs are like in the back of my head, not over here where I want them to be in the front of my head. I had a few times where like I almost slipped up, and one of them is so funny. I was talking to Stream about how I had to cancel Bristol's phone number, his American phone number, and it had been like 1 or 2 months after he left. The only reason we kept it active was in case like there was actually like a text message that was sent, or like a phone that was attached to like a bank or something. It wasn't. But
changing phone numbers sucks. I was like, fuck. There's some things I had to change. I made sure I changed as much as I could think of off the top of my head. But then even now, there's like my Ticketmaster account. I was like, fuck, that's my old phone number, and I have to like contact support and stuff like that. I'm like, dude. Ugh. But I think it's annoying.
Yeah. So I'm very much like, oh, I think I'm definitely missing, or I'm forgetting a number or whatever that's attached to something, and I'm gonna suffer that consequence later. But so Bristol was gone, and I was canceling his phone number, and I remember talking about it on stream. Like, I contacted our phone company, and they're like, what's the reason for canceling? And it's a no contract, so I knew like they couldn't keep me paying or whatever. And I'm like, they don't live in the country anymore. And then they're like, well, we offer like an abroad plan or whatever, but it doesn't give you like a phone number. And in Japan, to get a bank account, you have to have a phone number, like a Japanese phone number. It's actually very strict. And so there was no reason for him to like try to take his US number over here anyway, because it wouldn't work. So I canceled it, and I remember telling Stream about it, and I like had to do a few other like calls, and you know, you're kind of dramatic when you're telling stories on stream sometimes, and I was not thinking so much about my wording, and I said something like, they asked for the reason why, and I like threw my hands up and I was like, well, he's moving, like, or I said like or what did I say? I said like they're not like no. I said I can't remember if I didn't tell people I was canceling Bristol's phone number, and it wasn't mine obviously, but I said like I was helping someone like cancel a phone number, and when they asked the reason, I was like, well, they're moving out of country. And I remember when I said that, people in chat were like, moving out of country? What do you mean?
Oh.
And I was just like, oh no, like not like me. Like it was just an excuse to get out of like the contract or whatever, even though there was no contract. And I was very much like,
saved.
I was like, oh my God, I almost really slipped up there. And then I think, I don't know, like Bristol was never one to like really pop into the stream often, to be fair, but I definitely think some people probably notice like a lack of him to some degree. But I also think it's one of those things where like want to separate personal life from work anyway, so it's like I don't think he really needs to be seen to know that he's there, if that makes sense. And it's not like he's supportive of my stream, of course, but he's not like actively like streaming with me or whatever. Like it's my own channel and everything like that. So yeah, I was living alone for like, I guess it was more like 10 months, not 8 months now that I think about it.
February to December. That's a long time. I'm surprised that it didn't get leaked, I guess.
Oh,
so
that
just
was
somehow by accident.
Yeah, I think it was pretty, how do I put this? Like I knew the move was coming eventually, and I know like people, this happens all the time. I'm sure you've dealt with it too. Like you're having an issue with something and you know what the solution is, but you're just like venting or just like kind of sharing about your life and what's going on. I always talk about like not having space on my PC, and people are like, just get like I think it's a NES system. It's like a separate network where you just like store all your data on, and it's literally like a big box that like goes in your house. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna buy that.
Buy something because you're moving.
I'm like, I'm not living in this house forever. I'm not gonna buy that, like, because then it has to come with me. And I knew very well I was moving, like, most likely to Japan. So it's like, I definitely have to downsize on like everything that I own, which I did, and it was very sad.
I know. That's why Lynn brought all of her clothes to my house.
That is why. Yes, that's why I brought all my clothes to Tony's house, because I was like, I'm gonna have to donate this. If you want any of it, you can have it.
Yeah. So, but that actually ended up working out.
That was
for both of us.
It did. Yeah, it did.
With the thrift store that I brought them all to, and then I was like, ooh, overalls. I'm gonna wear these to work, which I love them so much.
Yay! I'm so happy. Yeah, those were comfy overalls.
Yeah.
Very loose.
Whatever other little trinkets, like I put all of my Pokemon wrappers in this thing when I'm ripping packs. It's just kind of shoved in there, but at least they're not all over the floor.
The little mushroom trash
That's what
can.
I put in there.
It was cute. It was very cute.
I feel like if you go back like 10 months, I feel like, of your streams, there's probably little tiny tidbits of stuff, of information that you could put together to kind of conclude that, oh, she's moving out of the country. This is why that stuff is happening.
I'm definitely curious, like when because at the time of filming this, I haven't had the front page slot where like I've done this. I'm gonna be on the front page of Twitch. I applied for it last month, and they actually gave me it, and they were like, what's the reason, why do you want it? And I was like, I'm moving out of country, and this is a really big move to Japan, and I want to share it with my Twitch community. And they gave me the front page slot. It's at 4 a.m. EST though, which is terrible timing for everyone on the East Coast.
It's like 6 o'clock for you. Yeah. Interesting. So I guess, I mean, if people miss the front page slot, I guess they'll have to listen to this. So they'll get all the details, at least an hour's worth of details.
Yeah, and I haven't even started making like the PowerPoint or anything for that right now. So I'm just very much like, dude, I gotta get the pictures going and figure stuff out. And then I think it'll be really funny when if I'm on the main front page, because you can be on the carousel too. I think it's gonna be so freaking funny, because like new people are gonna come in, they'll be like, why the fuck do I care where this chick moved? Like, that's my their first impression of me.
Oh my god.
Their
Just
first
like,
impression of me.
Yeah, that's okay.
Who are you? Oh, you're living in Japan? All right, whatever.
Just like make it themed, Japanese themed. People like Japan.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I think like I'm gonna show off Just Dance too, but that can be another part of this conversation today or later.
Yeah.
I've been very emotional about that too.
Yeah.
So
anyway, Bristol moved. You were
Yes.
by yourself for 10 months.
yes.
Then
I also
what?
lost a lot of weight during those 10 months.
Really?
I mean, no, I started the weight loss journey in that like January technically, so it was like right before he left. But like, dude, I go back to like seeing old clips of me, and I'm like, oh my god, like my face looks so different.
Really?
And very much like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
That's interesting. Because I mean, like, it's not like it was like a big issue or anything, but the noticing the difference is kind of the big thing. Like even like Kelly, when I see her old clips and stuff like that compared to her right now, it's such a slow transition, but when you look back and then current, you're like, oh shit. And I'm like, not that it's like an issue at all for me, but I mean, since I moved here, I'm like,
American food, man.
American diet I've just never gained weight before.
Did you hear what Kelly said last night when we were playing Peak? Last night when we were playing Peak.
No, what did she say?
She was like, I wanted to eat American school lunches so bad, and so I think when she was 10 years old or whatever, she like made the switch, and because her mom would like make traditional meals. And she said after she started eating American food, like that's when she got bigger. And I'm like, damn, that was like literally the American diet, because it was American school lunches. We're terrible.
Yeah, it fucking sucks, bro.
We're terrible, like, man.
I feel like I just gotta be so careful about what it is I'm eating now, because I'm like Pinto makes great dinners, which I mean,
he's a good cook.
I'll eat for lunch at school, and then he'll make dinner again, but just like, I don't know, something. There's just less, I don't know, something that I'm eating, I'm like, ah. So anyway.
No, sorry, I sidetracked that a bit. So yeah, I was just living alone, and maybe some people could tell, maybe some people couldn't. But it was very much like, why do you need to know regardless? I don't think people needed to know.
Yeah, not everybody needs. Your job does not rely on people knowing every little detail that's happening in your life right now. Yeah. The parasocialism.
Yeah, exactly. So things really got super serious though was I think in like it was around October or like or late August. Bristol sent in my paperwork to the Japanese like government to get my visa. And that can take anywhere between like a month to like 6 months. And the thing is, like, I mean, you're familiar. It's probably like this for the States. If you get a visa, and then you have to get like a residency card in Japan. To get that, you have, as soon as your visa is issued, you have 90 days to get into the country and go through customs and get the residency card given to you. And with the residency card, as long as you have that, you can like go back and forth between Japan and whatever country, as long as your visa is like active. So so we were like kind of waiting on that paperwork, and there's like a lot of other stuff that was happening. Like I was doing Invisalign with my braces, and I needed to finish that first because I wasn't going to try to like transfer that over here and like navigate that entire system. And so I ended up finishing that, I think, in like September. And then also earlier that year, my like acne really, really came back, and it was so bad that I requested to go back on Accutane, and it was a 6 month course at 60 milligrams a day. And it was so like, I feel like the dosage they gave me was too high, honestly. If I'm gonna be honest.
Sounds high.
It was really hard, especially with dancing. So I think I was like ultra mega sore all the time. And I mean, it's been like a week almost a week off of it by now. So like I had to finish it before I came to Japan because Accutane is not a drug that you can get in Japan either. It's like if I wanted to come to the country with more than like a month's worth of it or even a month's worth of it, I had to like email the Japanese government and be like, hey, is it okay if I bring this in? And I actually did email them at one point and they were like, no, you're gonna have to fill out a special like drug form for that if you bring it in. And I was just like, I have to finish this before I come because it's just not gonna work out. And I literally finished it like the day before we left.
Oh my God.
The day before we flew out. And it was bad because technically I went to my dermatologist late December and he was like, yeah, you're done with it. And I was like, I have a few extra like pills. And he's like, yeah, just finish those up. I didn't tell him that I had like over 3 weeks worth of extra pills because of the way it worked. Sometimes I had to like ration my dosage when I was in between like picking up my new dosage because it's so like monitored in the US as well that they like are very, very specific about like the time frame when you can pick it up. I know you've heard me talk about it, but there's like an entire program called I Pledge and I have to go on and answer questions about I'm not going to get pregnant and you have to get 100% on it. And I'm literally like I'm 31 now, but I was a 30-year-old woman taking a quiz monthly to say I'm not going to get pregnant.
You have to do that monthly. Wow.
Every month.
What the fuck?
Every month. And I'm not going to lie, there's always this one fucking question that would pop up. It's like a random bank that it pulls through and it would trip me up all the fucking time. It got to the point where I was like Googling the answer on my phone. I'm like, this is so fucking stupid. Oh my God. But it is very infantizing doing the like I Pledge questions. And I had to get the timeline was like, it would be like a Monday. I got to get my blood drawn. By Tuesday, I have my dermatology appointment. They literally like go and look at me for like 45 seconds. And they're like, okay, we'll start the next month dosage, right? $85 later after paying that. I leave. And then I have to call the pharmacy every single month and say, hey, I'm on Accutane. I submitted my questions to the iPledge. I need you to like, put in the prescription. So every month I'm like on hold for like 15 minutes calling my pharmacy like, hey, can I pick up my drug, please? And the worst part was my insurance would not cover like anything. It was a very high deductible. It was so the drug itself was like going to be $650, $700 America, by the way. And I could either like pay that until my deductible like is finally hit, which was not going to happen, or I could try using some of those other websites like it's like GoodRx is one of them.
Oh yeah, I've heard of GoodRx.
There's a few others, but it depends on the pharmacy that you have to go to, like which one you're supposed to use. So like the first 2 months I got my pill dosage for 1 month, it was like 175, 180-ish, which was okay. And I was like, you know what, like it's whatever, it's a sacrifice. But it just gradually went up as the months progressed to the point where it was like around 210. And that's just the nature of using those websites where like they will get you a deal, but it's still going to be really expensive, which really sucks. So I paid all of that out of pocket, and hopefully like, over 2K later, I hope my skin is back to somewhat normal, which it's been fine so far, but it's only been like a week or two. I literally just had a nightmare before coming on this podcast that I got a cystic pimple. Like I'm literally in my sleep, like touching my skin. Isn't that crazy?
Oh man. Yeah. How's has like the dryness kind of gone away by now, or it's getting better at least?
I think it's getting better-ish. I still have like this one spot kind of above my eyelid that gets dry quite frequently. And I mean, my dermatologist said like I have seborrheic dermatitis, and there's like, I have to figure out what triggers it. And I have not been able to yet. Like I don't know why it happens. So.
I have something, there's like one spot on my wrist right here that is just like always, it feels different than the rest of my skin, like always. But it'll like just break out sometimes, and I just have to like put hydrocortisone on it, or like just lotion or something on it, which kind of helps. But then I'm like, oh, I just want to itch it so bad, and it just flares up, and I'm like, I have no fucking clue what it is. It's just this one spot.
And
it's like,
you know what,
finger size.
It's crazy because I think this also happened this year too. In like 2025 January, I started like getting some like really poofy eyelids. Like my eyelids were.
Oh my god.
And I remember talking to you about it back then, and I was like, "What? Like, have you ever had this?" And you're like, "Yeah, I had to go to the dermatologist for something like kind of similar, and they gave me like that cortisol cream and everything." And I was like, "Frick!" Like, and I tried so many over the counter things. I was on Reddit. I wasted so much fucking money. Actually, I have a really funny one that I want to tell you about, but I was on Reddit, like just seeing what people were saying and like their suggestions. And one of them, it was literally like, it was wash your face with like baby shampoo. And I was like, all right, bet. So I bought an entire thing of baby shampoo because I was so desperate to get rid of this like poofiness around my eyelids. My eyelids were very itchy and red. I mean, I wish I could. I don't think I'm comfortable enough to like put pictures in here, but they were so bad. And I don't know, man. I bought that baby shampoo and I tried it. It did absolutely nothing. I tried so many other stuff. And eventually I was just like, fuck, I need to go to a dermatologist for that. And that took another like month and a half to like go. And then at this point, like my cystic acne was like full force coming back, and I did not want to be on camera. I didn't want to take pictures of myself. I was miserable. My face hurt, the whole, 9 yards with that.
I'm surprised you went to a derm for that instead of just a general practitioner, because I just went to my family doctor. I was like, hey, my eyes are like this, and they're like, here you go, here's 2.5% hydrocortisone. And I'm like, okay, slap that on for 7 days, and it went away. And I was like, why didn't I go sooner? Because I had it for like 2 months, and I was like, I can't get rid of this.
That's exactly how I felt when I like went and he gave me like that little cream that was over the prescription, and I was just like, damn, this actually does make a difference. Why didn't I go sooner? I'm so mad at myself right now.
I do the same thing, because like I don't know why I grew up like this, but like my dad basically took care of everything with me, like going to the doctor, going to the dentist. He was very good at taking me to the dentist every 9 months, never took me to the doctor. So I just like into my adult life, I just never really had annual physical checkups until like I moved here, and then could actually like talk about stuff that I'm like concerned about. So
when you had to get your visa or anything, did they have to like do a physical checkup, or did you have to get anything done for that?
I could explain.
I was just curious.
So immigrating to the US is so fucking awful. It took 2 years for me to get my visa.
Oh wow, okay.
And once that happened, you had to go and get a physical exam, an international full physical, which was like you had to get the physical, you had to get blood work, you had to get a tuberculosis x-ray.
Really?
And so there's only 5 doctors in the entire country of Canada that the US certifies to do immigration medical exams.
Oh my God.
The US, I lived in Calgary. So that's like kind of Western Canada, different province to Vancouver. They had Vancouver was the only doctor on the West Coast that did these medical exams, and then the rest of them were in Ontario and Quebec. The US embassy is in Montreal, which is all the way on the East Coast. I had to fly within 2 weeks. I had to fly to Vancouver, pay $600 for this medical exam.
Wow.
Plus pay for flight, plus pay for me to stay somewhere overnight, plus pay for all the Ubers I had to take and food and all of that. I think it was about $1,000 in total when I did that medical exam. And then a week later, I had to fly to, because you need the medical exam within a week or so of having your interview.
Right.
I had to fly then 5 hours to the East Coast a week later to get my interview done. And so did all my interview, paid for the flight, paid for the hotel, whatever, which I also did a red-eye flight, and I wanted to kill myself.
Oh my God.
And so I was just awake for so long. But anyway, I flew there and then flew back the next day, and yeah, that all happened. And then you have to like
I was just
wait.
curious. Wow.
You have to wait another few months for them to actually approve the visa and mail your passport back to you, because they take your passport after the interview.
Right. Yeah, the visa.
Yeah, so that was that whole
Wow.
process. Like, was just so
Wow.
up in the air because like I had no clue when I was gonna be able to come down, which is when I had that veterinary hospital job. I was just like, I was so sad during that time. I stopped streaming.
Oh.
I all I did was like just work and sleep because I was like I'm just gonna
Yeah.
work 10 hours and then I'm gonna come home and go to sleep, and like that's what I did for like 4 months
Oh.
while I was waiting. But because it was also getting the interview was like a lottery. Like we were looking at probably 6 to 8 months of just not seeing each other, of me
That's
not being able
crazy.
to come down here.
Yeah.
And it was like a lottery because the way that they posted the interviews was as soon as they post them, you have to get the interview or else they're all gone. So if you have two people like that are working full-time jobs, they don't say when they're posting the interviews. You can kind
So
of
just
recognize like patterns
the
on
patterns.
when they're posting the interviews,
Wow.
which are still pretty up in the air. But thankfully,
Yeah.
like Pinto was work from home, and so he was kind of able to have it on his side monitor and refresh it while I was like I had no access to a computer or anything when I was
Yeah.
working. So there was 2 times that he just wasn't fast enough to get an interview, and so
Oh my god.
he would like call me and be like, I'm so sorry, like I didn't get one. And so I would just like cry. And it was such a horrible time.
Yeah.
And it like I think it was like September or October or something, and it was like we're probably not going to get an interview until February or March the next year. And I'm like, it was so bad. And then like he when he missed, I think the second or the third one or something, he was just so fucking mad that he was just spam refreshing and whatnot. And then something just like magically popped up where it was like, here are
Surprise.
some interviews for the same month. And he was like scrambling together to like get it. And he like called me or whatever. And he was like, you need to call me ASAP. And I'm like, so I called him. He's like, you're not gonna believe what happened. And I'm like, what? He's like, I got an interview. And I was like, okay, like when? For like next month? Like what? I was like, you're so excited. He's like, it's for this month, like at the end of the month. And I'm like, oh my god, no way. So it was like, yeah, it was very like stressful time of like just literally a lottery. I was just so fucking sad all the time.
So that feeling that you had though when he called you and told you that he like had the interview was kind of how I felt when Bristol, like it was literally so oh god, I feel like I need to go back a little bit. So Bristol knew that he was going to be coming back to North Carolina in December for the holidays, and so we were like, oh, let's like, you know, surprise your family with it. We'll make it like a big thing. It'll be really fun. It was a great surprise. It was very nice. But he was like, well, I need to buy my flight back. And he's like, I have to be back in Japan by, you know, like January 6th or something like that. Because that's when he's going to be working. It's a little bit confusing flying from the States to Japan because you like go forward.
Yeah.
You go forward 14 hours. And then when you're like, you know, coming from Japan to the States, you go back 14 hours. So it was like really confusing constantly doing this math conversion in my head. So we bought his return flight ticket like months in advance, but then we were like, well, you know, we have 2 cats that want to come with us too, and I don't want to put them, you know, down below in carry-on or in cargo, so I want to take them carry-on. So we were like, well, we have to contact Delta. We were flying with Delta Airline. They only allow 4 cats 4 animals total to, I think, be in cabin every time they fly, if it's like an international flight. So it's like a first come first serve basis. So like I was like, well, then we have to buy my plane ticket to go back with you, and we need to sit next to each other during it in case, like, you know, if something happens with the cats, like obviously we can lean on the other person to like help out too, because we're right next to each other. So we bought my ticket the same day as his, and then we were like, you know, gonna sit next to each other and everything like that. And that's when things like got really bad because like it was early December, like I would say December 7th at this point, and I still had not heard back from the like Japanese government about it's called like a certificate of eligibility, I believe it's COE. I still hadn't heard back about any of that, and I needed that for my visa to like apply for it. And then I was just like, am I gonna have to cancel the flight? Am I gonna get delayed? Like, am I even gonna get a refund? Like, I had no idea. And I mean, we were already like $1,000 in the hole just for my plane ticket alone for one way. So I think it was like the 7th of December, and then a few days go by, and then like Bristol finally messages me, and he's like, I got your paperwork from like the Japanese government now. He's like, you need to go apply for the visa now. And like he pretty much filled out everything, which was great. Found out some crazy stuff. Some of the this was actually really annoying. He sent me like a PDF file or a PDF that had like it was like all this information that is needed, you know, to apply and send to the like embassy that is in Atlanta, Georgia, to get the visa. And for whatever reason, when you would like open the document, it like couldn't register the Japanese like hiragana or katakana, whatever language it was written in. And so it like would just show up being blank. And then when you print it out, it would be blank. And so I was like looking at it and I was like, you can fill it out by hand, but like filling out by hand as someone who doesn't know how to write any Japanese characters, any of the alphabets, I was very much like, this is not going to look good if I do this. So I had to like install like Japanese fonts until eventually like my Adobe until it like just worked. And it did eventually work. So like I printed off that. I had to go to like I freaking went to like CVS and like had a picture of me taken $20 later. That was ridiculously priced.
Oh my god, I had to pay that too. Oh my god, I forgot about that. I had to pay for, I think it was 10 passport photos I had to
10?
bring in. It was like,
oh my
it was
god,
something ridiculous. I think I paid $50.
That's crazy.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me for passport photos? Oh my god, I forgot about
10?
that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's stupid.
So anyway, like the girl goes to take my photo and she doesn't tell me anything. Like I don't know if I'm supposed to smile or not. So I'm kind of just like I kind of like doing a small little smile.
Face. Yeah.
Well, anyway, she's like, I guess she was like afraid to tell me that I couldn't smile, but like all she had to say was I wasn't supposed to smile. So she was like, oh, you were kind of like smirking. Picture. She's like, we need to take it again. I'm like, okay. Why didn't you just whatever? So anyway, she took the picture and so she took that picture and I'm like immediately going to my parents' house to like print off stuff because I don't have a printer anymore. I had a really nice printer at one point. Okay, don't show your butthole off. I had a really nice printer at one point, but it was only American voltage. And when we got to Germany, I was so excited to print something off. I just plugged that bad boy right into the wall and tried to print. And then I smelled smoke and it made a spark noise. And then I cried for like a day and a half because I was so mad. I was embarrassed. That was the best printer ever. It was a Brother like laser ink jet printer, whatever.
Nice.
It was amazing. The ink cartridges in that, I had the same one in it for like over like honestly like 4 years. My entire college.
What? Wow.
My entire college like whatever you want to call it career. It was so great and I ruined it. Anyway, sorry.
My printer makes me mad because every time I go to use it, it's not working. And I'm like,
that's exactly what
I have to sit here and troubleshoot it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Wasn't it in a call where you were trying to do that? I actually
no, you were here. It was we were here. We're trying to do our hear me out. So I was like, I'm sitting on the floor trying to I was like, I'm not doing this right now. We're not doing this today.
We can do a virtual hear me out.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, I was thinking that actually.
We'll just like get a cake and then we'll drag our
images
onto it. That'd be so cute.
Wait, that would be cute. Oh my god, we should do that.
It'd be great. So I got all my paperwork, submitted, and I had to like mail my visa to this place in Atlanta for it, and I think it was like the Japanese embassy in Atlanta or something along those lines. I can't really remember the full name of it, but
probably that sounds right.
It was pretty stressful. I'm not gonna lie, because I had to get the documents there as soon as possible so they could give me the visa so I could get it back and then apply for get my residency's card in January when I arrived, because I needed all of that. When I went to the post office, it's like 3-day or overnight shipping. It was like 3-day shipping was like $30. And then I have to pay for them to return it back, with the 2-3-day shipping. So $60 later with that, I was just like,
$60 for.
Yeah,
I remember you saying you paid
I told you
$60 for a package, and I'm like, what
I
the
told
fuck?
you that. I might have said that on stream, actually.
You did,
I don't really,
yeah.
yeah.
Or
Yeah,
we were playing
no, it
Peak or
was
something. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I definitely did. I remember that. I was always so careful with a lot of the things that I shared on stream. Like I was just change what the contents is. I'm like, yeah, this was a package I paid to ship. It was not. It was paperwork. So
sucks.
I send this stuff to Atlanta, and it's like Thursday at this point. They call me at like 4:05 p.m. and I missed the call by like 1 minute. My phone was on silent and I just didn't see it. And I am like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, what was what was wrong with the document? Like, what do they need? I'm like, I need to get this like visa like sent back to me as soon as possible. And I try to call back, and their hours on their website, they like close at like 4:10 or 4:15 or something like that. They were not going to pick up my phone call at all. It was like the end of the day for them. They were like, I'm going home. Which is why I think they called me so late, because they were like, I'm gonna go home. This will be my last thing for the day. I don't blame them.
Damn. Did they call back the next day?
So I put on my big girl pants and I left a message.
Oh.
Like, I haven't done that in so many years. It was crazy. So I was like, hi, I'm Lynn, sincerely. I missed your call earlier. I would love to chat to figure out what you need. Here's my number. Please call back. Oh wait, no. I said something. I was like, thank you for your time. And then I like paused and I was like, oh wait, my number. And I was like, this is my number. Bye.
Oh my God.
And then the next day, so it was a Friday. The next day, a woman called me and she was like, yeah, I just need some like clarification on like some things on here. And she needed like some paperwork from Bristol, like his visa or something like that. And so I was like, okay. Yeah, so he got me that information. I just emailed it to them, and then they sent my passport back. And I think when I finally got my passport back and I like opened it up, that was the moment where I was like, holy shit, like it's actually finally happening. I think I cried.
Oh, yay. I cried too when I got mine.
And it was definitely like, oh my God. And at this point, like I still haven't seen Bristol yet. He's not back. So it's been like 10 months. And I was very much like just excited to like go tell family that I finally got it. Also, the way they gave me the passport back was kind of crazy. They like, I had to sign a waiver when I like sent my passport to Atlanta, where it's like the post office is not responsible if they lose it. And I'm already freaking out about that. They gave me my passport back, and it's literally like just my passport. Nothing else that I gave them or any of those documents were in there. And they had my passport just open to the visa side, like where they printed it off and everything. Oh, yeah. So they just smacked that bad boy in there. But it doesn't matter. I got it. I was very happy.
Oh, that's good. I have like, mine was very similar, because when I went and had my interview, I had to leave my passport with them. And so I was kind of just waiting however long it would take for them to mail. I think it was kind of like photo finish, where by the time I finished the interview, I got my visa back. I had my flight booked already to come down here, because it's the same thing where it was like once you get your visa, you have to enter within 90 days. And so this is what I got in the mail, was my big old envelope in my passport.
Do not open.
Yeah, this is what you have to give the big envelope to the border. So when you are crossing into the U.S., you give it to the U.S. border for them to open. And most of the time, from what I joined like a big like Facebook group who was doing the exact same visa as me, because I felt like a fucking lawyer when I was doing all this paperwork. Right. I was like, yeah, it's so much wonder why people hire lawyers to do this, immigration lawyers to do this, because it's very tedious. And if you fuck up, you have nobody to contact. Like it's nice that like for yours, we were able to be in contact with the embassy. I had zero contact with the embassy. You cannot contact them. They will take days to answer, weeks to answer emails. And then even then they'll refer you to somebody else. We'll take another weeks to fucking... God, the American system's so fucking bad for that.
It's not just America. When Bristol submitted my paperwork, it was anywhere between like 3 weeks to like 6 months or something like that. So, you know, we're playing it by ear. And we had already bought the plane tickets. I think it was like around November. Honestly, around the time I visited you in November. So like Thanksgiving, 25th of November or whatever Thanksgiving is. I actually don't know. I got back and like Bristol still hadn't heard anything and I hadn't either, and he'd submitted like over 3 months ago at this point. And they specifically say like, do not contact us about the process of you know, the visa application when you send it or whatever, like the certificate of eligibility, like do not contact them. I think he got yelled at probably because we were just like we needed some information because like there's so much writing on the line, and I'm very much a planner to some degree, like when it comes to like big things like this, and I just want to know everything ahead of time. And this was one of the times where I was like literally just going with the flow, and I was like, if it happens it happens, if it doesn't it doesn't. And it was a different ride, if I'm gonna be honest. But I said this earlier, like Bristol really did a lot of the paperwork. I mean, I think he was probably better off doing the paperwork because he's the one that like knows Japanese more than definitely me. So it made sense, but it was definitely like a lot of his doing, and I mean me tediously going back and forth doing a few minor things. But anyway, sorry, I just had to interrupt you to be just like, yeah, they got mad at him. He got yelled at. I think he called.
Yeah.
I think he called.
Did he call? Yeah. Like, why
are you
contacting us?
They're like, don't contact us. I was like, oh my god.
Oh man, ours.
I'm
like
sorry.
I think mine, I did everything pretty flawlessly the first time, surprisingly, except for some. Oh my god, there was like I think one document that got messed up, so I had to like resubmit things. But then when I resubmitted the things, they were like, you're missing these things, and I was like, I'm not missing these things because I sent them with the first thing. And I was just like, it just became like more than one person working on my case that just weren't communicating with each other,
right?
And then some people just don't fucking know what they're doing, and so they were like, oh, you need to get your medical exam done in the US. And I was like, no, I don't. I did my medical exam in Canada. And then they're like, well, we're sending you this notice and you have to get your medical exam done within 14 days or we're canceling your process. And I was like, I guess I'm just paying for another medical exam. So we had to pay like $400 to get another medical exam done while I was down in the US that I didn't need.
Oh,
so I just had to go and do it, or else they would have canceled my visa.
Wow.
It really sucked. I was like, I felt so bad because like Pinto had to pay for everything. I think I tried to pay for like half of it when I could, because like I think I did like increments of payments, just paying him back because he paid for everything up front. Because I felt so bad because it had to come out of his money, and I was like, I'm so sorry. Oh no, it was like a whole, oh man.
I was right. He got a big boy job. Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, like I was doing all the paperwork and shit though, but I was like, holy shit, man.
I haven't even gotten to like the conversation about like taking the cats over. So
yeah.
The cat stuff is crazy. So Japan is like rabies free, mainly because it's like an island, and they're very strict about like, you know, importing of animals. Obviously, I think most countries are, to be fair. And so we started the process of getting the cats prepared to come to Japan in December of 2024. And that started by getting them like I think we actually opted in to get like a 3 years rabies shot because that was the thing. And also like some like feline temperament stuff, which I was talking about on stream the other day, and you're like, I remember that, talking like, about that and knowing the difference. I did not know the difference.
It's like FER, I don't remember. FER.
It's like 3 different immunizations or something like that.
There's like feline leukemia, and then
that's one of them.
Distemper. I know dogs it's distemper parvo, and then like a couple
cats don't have
ones.
parvo.
They don't do parvo for cats though.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, I used to know these, now I forgot. I was only there for 4 months, so.
You knew something at one point.
I did, yeah.
So, yeah, and then the other big thing was if we had to self-quarantine the cats for, I think it was 180 days in advance, which is kind of a big chunk of the year.
Yeah.
If you bring an animal like to Japan, or specifically cats, they aren't like quarantined ahead of time, I guess like they will just quarantine them there to monitor them for like, I don't know how long they quarantine if you do it in country. It might have been like 30 days or up to 180 days or something. Yeah. But it was one of those things where we were like, well, our cats are indoors if we start this paperwork now, we can like say they're officially quarantining for, you know, the freaking 6 months that they are. And the other crazy thing is they have to get blood work done. So they get the blood work drawn, and then it gets sent to one specific lab. I think it's in Kansas or something. It's really random. It's just like this random college. And at this college campus, they like test it, and they're like, yep, there's no rabies, whatever here. They're doing a good job. It's this one lab. It's so random. And Jarvan was pretty good with his blood draw, but Keanu like turns into a demon at the vet. And so they actually had to like put him to like to sleep momentarily or whatever to get the blood draw, and so that was really fucking expensive, which sucked. But we got that stuff submitted, and they like, you know, the Kansas comes back or whatever, and they're like, yeah, you did a good job. So then we're quarantining for 180 days, and then this is the part where things get really like hectic as well. So obviously like I got my visa early December. Months ago, I had already like scheduled the vet appointment to be like, I think it was like the 27th of December or whatever. It was like right after Christmas, and we had all the paperwork prepared, and this vet office, I'm so mad at them. And I know you've probably already heard me complain about this. Honestly, I should go back to the DMs and just read what I said, because I'm gonna mess stuff up. Wait, actually, anyway, so we get to the vet office, and they like walk in, and I don't know if the vet was trying to make a joke or whatever, but she's like, she's like, you guys are moving to France, right? And we're like, no. And she's like, she like crosses out something. She's like, yeah, I thought so. She was like, I remember you guys with Japan like a year ago. And she like crosses it out, and I'm just like, I don't know if that was a joke, but like I did not appreciate that at all.
Yeah. Oh my god. Get your ducks in a row, lady.
Yeah, and here's the big thing, like especially with like the Japanese government, and I mean like a lot of if there's something wrong, or at least I guess like the Japanese government specifically is really known to be like really strict. So like if something is really, really wrong, they will not accept the paperwork. So we're just very much like, oh, we're off to a great start with this, I bet. So they did the physical exam with one of the vets. She came in, and she was probably with each cat for like maybe 3 minutes. It's literally like getting your dog or cat checked. Like they weigh them, they listen to the heartbeat. They might look at the teeth. I'm trying to think what else.
Probably listen to their lungs.
Yeah,
It's like a checkup.
It's a very like normal checkup, and I really feel like we kind of got swindled, if I'm gonna be honest, because I don't know, maybe I just don't know the prices of vet checkups, but they
do the blood work there?
No, they did the blood work was over a year ago, so they didn't even have to draw the blood. So like literally it was like 3 minutes tops. It was like $600 per cat just to have that 3 minute, like, sorry, $300. I have to fix this. $300 per cat just to have that 3 minute visit. So I already am like $600 in the hole, but I don't know this at the time. I don't know. I'm thinking I'm going to spend like maybe $500 for all this. That's what I think. I was very, very fucking wrong. And I kind of wish I had the bill like pulled up right now just so I could like break down everything. So that 3 minute visit for each cat, $300 each for whatever fucking reason. And then the actual like health certificate. So the health certificate is something that you have to get for your pet if you're going to fly anywhere with your like animal. Or it might just be overseas now that I think about it. I don't know if you actually need it if you're going state to state, but
yeah, you don't need it for state to state.
Okay.
But just if you do need it if you're going to Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
But if you're just leaving or entering a different country, you need like sometimes the country requires some sort of health certificate. Like if you're going from Canada to the U.S., most of the time I think the U.S. is just like the proof of rabies shot is the main thing.
That's good.
But yeah.
Well, we had to get the international health certificate, and that was for each cat. And I mean, I think it was like $200 or something for one. And then they had to like send it to the United States Department United States Department of like Agriculture, and they have to do like this official stamp on all the paperwork, and then they have to like send it physically to us, even though it is submitted electronically to like the Japanese government at the same time. So they wanted to like overnight FedEx it there and back. So it was going to be like another like $100, or it was going to be $200 added on. I think it's like $50 going each way, because it was going, I guess, just to like Raleigh technically. And so we finished the appointment, and I just remember like standing there, and again in my brain I'm like expecting to pay like $500, maybe $600 for my pets, and the lady is just like typing, smiling on her like little keyboard, and she looks up and she's like, okay, that'll be like $1,442. And
my god,
I think the wind was knocked out of me. I'm not even kidding. I think the wind, like it was like someone punched me in the gut. My stomach dropped. My flight or flight sensation, whatever, like kicked in. Like I was just like, speechless, actually speechless, because I wasn't expecting that much. And I mean, like I knew it was going to be expensive to bring the cats over, but I was just like, you know what, like whatever, like cats are family. I'm not going to leave them behind. So I was prepared, but like just not prepared to spend that much. So I swiped my card. I swiped my card in disbelief. I'm just like, it's like when your pet it's like when you pay to have your pet like put down because they're very old, and it's like, you know, the right thing to do, and then after you're crying your eyes out because your pet has been put down. They like insert payment, cash or pay.
Oh my god, that's oh man, I don't know if it was because you're going to Japan or what, but I don't remember ever having to charge that much for international exams and health certificates. Like
low key, I think we really got like swindled because we had no options with the like vets that were in that area. This was like one of the only ones that was willing to do like Japan too. Some of them did international, but they wouldn't do Japan for whatever reason. So it was just like,
I don't
wow.
know. I don't know. Yeah.
So
like the only thing I could remember was like the highest bills that I could remember charging was like $1,200 to $1,400, but that was for like surgeries and stuff. Right. So I've had people came in for international exams and whatnot and health certificates, and I just do not remember ever it being that much. So
when we
that's crazy.
When we took our cats to Germany, I think the health certificate was like, I want to say it was about 150 to maybe 200 per cat. So like, and that kind of included the examination as well. So it really wasn't that bad. But this place, wow. And then I'm not even done with the story. I'm so sorry. So, they send the health certificate documentation to the United States Department of Agriculture to, stamp it. They stamp it. They send it. Well, they digitally send it, and so I get an email back, and they're like, "Hey, we're going to refund $200 because we're not FedExing you the paperwork now. Like, you don't need to worry about that." So we're like, "Okay, well now it's only $1,200, so it's not as bad as I thought it was, but it's still pretty bad." And then we think everything's okay, and it's my birthday, December 31st, right? It's my birthday. We went over to a friend's house to like celebrate the new year and like watch the ball drop, and like we're playing games. We're literally playing like some Pictionary game, having a good time. People are drinking, and it's obviously Monday in Japan. So Bristol gets an email from like the pet people at the like Japanese customs basically, and they're like, "Hey, there's an error with your paperwork. We can't let the pets into Japan." And specifically, the error was with Keanu. They took Jarvan's blood work numbers at the vet office, and they copied and pasted his numbers onto Keanu's chart, even though Keanu had passing numbers. So they like mixed up those two data points, even though so it's like Jarvan and Keanu both had the same blood work numbers, but it was only Jarvan's. But we had the documentation of like Keanu's actual numbers from the Kansas like whatever lab, and so it was like, well, what the heck do we do? So like Bristol's on his phone like trying to, you know, go back and forth or like maybe figure out, well, initially Bristol has to figure out where the error is. So like we're like playing this game and and like his face is just like, I swear he was like pale AF. And he's like frantically like skipping on his phone like between two things, and I'm like, do we need to go home, like, and do you get on my laptop or something so you can like see the full thing? Anyway, he pinpoints that it's like them just copying the same data point over onto Kiana's paperwork. So he's like sending a message to our vet office, and he's like, you guys messed up. You need to fix this and get this like resubmitted to the, you know, United States Department of Agriculture so it can get stamped before our flight on the, hang on, let me look at the date real fast. Before our flight on literally the 4th of January. And it's the 31st. Well, the vet office is closed on January 1st because it's New Year's. It's a holiday. And we had our appointment on December 29th, Monday, to, you know, have the documents sent to the Department of Agriculture. And it took them 2 days for them to approve it and like send it electronically to like the Japanese government and for us to find out, which is why we found out on like the 31st. So we were like, they would have to see our, like, they would have to fix the paperwork on the 2nd, and then they would have to send it to the department and get that checked, and then that has to get approved before we fly out like on the 4th.
Ooh, yeah.
And it's the other thing is it's the weekend, so like the Department of Agriculture is not working on Saturday and Sunday, and we're just like, what are our options right now? And so we're like looking at we're looking at flights to Japan, and it's like Bristol will fly first with Jarvin, and then I will come like a day or two later when they get the paperwork fixed, by myself with Keanu. And I was just like, this is crazy that we like even have to do this. Like, I'm full blown having a panic attack.
Yeah.
At the like after the ball dropped, we literally like just went home and like we both tried to sleep, and I don't think either of us could. Like, I could hear my heart in my ears. I was so anxious, and I was just miserable, absolutely miserable. And I'm just like, I don't want to have to like fly with the pets and all of my suitcases. That's the other thing. Like, it's not just my cat. We had 4 big suitcases total to pack my entire like livelihood into, which is crazy. And then we had our like carry-on suitcases as well. And then we had our cats. So it was like, and our cats are a personal item. It was so, oh my God. So I was like not ready to navigate any of that by myself, if I'm going to be honest. And then Bristol like was very strict with his schedule. His people weren't going to be in office to like answer questions because like they do have temps if you like get sick or something like that. But he wasn't able to like get in contact with them. So like even if he wanted to delay his flight, they would probably get upset at him over it, perhaps.
Yeah, because he had to go back to work, right?
Yeah, he had to go back to work. So it was very much like so incredibly stressful. So like Bristol like emails the Japanese custom people, and he's like, hey, like, we know our vet messed up with this. That's entirely on them. It still got approved by the like United States Department of Agriculture. He's like, we can email and try to have like the form fixed and sent to you, but our vet office is closed on Thursday. Just what I explained to you earlier. The vet office is closed on Thursday. They would have to get stamped by Friday once they fix the paperwork. Dude, cat, get out of it. And they would have to what is the other word that I'm thinking of? And then like obviously they would have to like the Japanese customs would have to approve it by the time we fly in, which would technically be the 5th of on the 5th. But it was very much like what can we do? So I don't know, man. Whoever was working customs that day like understood the situation, and they were like, we will accept the cats in this time because technically everything else with the paperwork is correct, other than like, you know, this stamp that they messed up on. And we got that email, I think at like 2 a.m. on the 1st or something like that. And like, it was like immediately like a rush of like, just relief instantly. I think I cried again because it was just so bad.
Oh my God.
It was so incredibly stressful. And oh my, man, it was rough. So after that happened, I was like, okay, we can make this happen. And at this point, I think we had been gradually like packing, and as I said, we had four big suitcases. So this is actually like one right next to me.
Yeah.
And I knew one of them I had to like put my entire PC into. So I tried putting my PC in the original box that I had, which has like styrofoam that holds it, suspends it in place, and it did not fit with the box. So we were like, well, we got to use the styrofoam, but we have to, get the box out. So my PC, I have a picture of it. It was stuffed in this huge suitcase, and I put so many like blankets, like this blanket was like near it too, just like trying to cushion it.
When I moved with my,
I had him to cushion it.
Wait, Lynn, sit.
I had him to cushion it. He had to come with me to Japan.
Oh yay! Look at him. I actually took my PC apart, except for like my power supply and my motherboard. And I actually just put clothes inside of the PC. I like took my graphics card out, my RAM.
Yeah. I did take my graphics card out. I traveled with that. That was on my carry-on bag actually.
Did they when you were in customs, were they like what the fuck is this? And like they had to take mine out and like swab it and stuff like that and then run it through again.
Okay, so we get to the airport and like Bristol gets to go through like the residency card like check-in or whatever because he already has his. I don't have that, so I had to go through like normal boarding pass. Oh my god, I could talk like forever about this too. I like when you get there, they like do your fingerprints and then you got to smile at the camera or whatever. Well, look at the camera. It like went to take the picture of me as I was like mid like like I was making a face like oh, and so like the picture is just me with my mouth open, kind of like.
That's your welcome to Japan.
It was so funny because I was standing close to it and then it was like, we got to take your photo, and I was like, okay, sure. And then like I stepped back, but then I was like, oh, maybe I'm too far away. So then I went, oh, and then it just like snapped, and I was just like, oh my god, I hope when I go through customs they don't see that picture.
So they probably did. They saw it.
That makes it even funnier. So after that, you have to wait in line, and then like they just, if you have a visa, so I'm waiting in line just to go through. It's like the visitor thing because I don't have.
So are you in Japan at this point?
I'm not. I'm in Japan. Yeah. I'm in Japan, and I went through. I'm not fully through customs. I still have to like, go through the gate. So like the agent still has to like look at my info. So I get up there and I'm like, I have a visa, and they're like, oh, if you have a visa, you need to go to this lane. So then I go back to a different lane. There's over like 40 lanes, by the way. And it's just like a huge ass line that's constantly moving. Like I just feel like a cog in the machine, man, when I'm in there. It's great.
Yeah.
We're just slugging along. Everyone is jet lagged for the most part. Everyone's very tired.
How long was your flight?
Oh god. I think it was 13 hours ish.
Did you get uncomfy at all? Like, was it comfortable?
I got very uncomfy.
Oh man.
I tried sleeping the majority of it. It was rough. We sacrificed a lot of our leg room for our cats with their carriers. They kind of like open up on the sides into a little tent. So we could open up one side into like their little tent enclosure. So they had more space to like lay down.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's crazy how like when I get in here and I just recording, my cat just decides to like be as obnoxious as possible.
Dude, Vader does the same thing. He'll start coming up to me trying to jump on me and shit when I'm like, as soon as I start talking. It's like they think they're not getting attention at all, or something. I don't know. Why do they do that?
Like, this guy over here won't leave me alone. And now I'm just sniffing him litter box. I can't stand it. All right. Anyway. Sorry. Yeah, so we sacrificed a lot of our leg space. The cats actually, so we left out of Raleigh and then we flew to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta we flew all the way to Japan. So the Raleigh flight to Atlanta really was like an hour and a half long or something. It was really short. And the cats were pretty quiet. I think Keanu meowed like a little bit at the start, normally during takeoff, and then he just calmed down. So they slept a lot. And then we got to we got to Atlanta, and I went and bought like my salad that was fucking $12, and I was just like,
food.
what the fuck? This is terrible. And then Bristol bought stuff too, and I was just very much like, wow, I can't believe this is that expensive. That's insane. I sit in my lap. I'm just gonna hold him here. He'll be fine. So we got on the big plane. Oh, this is the other thing. So we have the long flight, the 13.5-hour flight. And I'm looking at the seating chart, and they printed out me to be in the middle seat, which I was supposed to be, but Bristol is also not next to me. He's like supposed to be next to me, but he's in the row behind me. And I'm like, what is this? This is not good at all. So I am like, okay, big girl pants time. I'm going to go complain because we paid for those seats initially anyway. So it's like, and they're also, when you're traveling with a pet as carry-on, there's very specific seats that you're allowed to take. They don't let you take like exit row or any of the seats that have extra legroom. You also, I don't think, can be in first class. Fun fact. So we were economy anyway. We were in the poor seats.
That's the average normal person seats.
The normie seats. We were normies. We are normies. But so I go and wait in line, and I get to the agent, and I'm like, hey, I'm traveling with 2 cats, and my like SO and I like plan to sit next to each other in case there was anything wrong that like happened with the cats, and we need to like, you know, easily have access to like fix it. Like if a cat throws up, or heaven forbid a cat has to use a litter box on a 13-hour flight, which we were very stressed about. We did have a collapsible litter box, and we did bring litter through TSA, and they did swab both of our hands, which was whatever, but that was another process. I wanted to die. I wanted to die during all of that.
Yeah.
Going through security. It's miserable.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, well, the plane switched. Like they rearranged the plane, or they gave us a new plane. I'm not entirely sure like what they did, but the seats that we initially paid for were not there anymore. And I'm like, she's like, but seeing your guys' like situation, she's like, I can change it up for you and have you like next to each other. So she fixes it, and she's like, you'll get a new ticket, like, you know, when you finally go to board the plane, which we did get. And we were next to each other for the like 13 hours, which was great because there was no cat problems really, but it was very limited space. The person in front of me thankfully was like a little kid who did not put their chair back.
Oh, they didn't put their chair back. Yeah.
So I had like a little bit more space, and like I'm not gonna put my chair back if the person in front of me doesn't put their chair back. I mean, people can do whatever they want. I don't mind. So
I'm a chair putter backer.
That's
I can't
fine.
sit up straight.
I also like when you're flying long distances, they say to put like your jacket or a pillow on your lower back, and that like really helps as well. I did that too, but yeah, the flight itself, the cats were probably miserable. They probably thought they were like dying, to be honest. Like they just, I think they gave up on everything. They just like laid down.
Yeah.
They could stretch out. Like they could definitely make a C and be like pretty stretched out. So it wasn't too bad for them. As I said, like Bristol and I sacrificed a lot of our leg space for them.
Yeah.
And we had to give them like food and water throughout the flight. So we had little collapsible bowls, which there's one right there behind me filled with water.
Yeah.
They still don't have like an official water and food bowl. I haven't bought that yet. We're like camping. That's what it feels like. Like glamping right now. So yeah, nothing bad happened with the cats. I watched so many movies. Bristol and I watched movies at the same time. We watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which was so fucking bad. Were you on stream when I was talking about it?
No, because your fucking stream schedule was when my head hit the pillow.
Oh, I was so sad.
I was like, fuck. I was like, I can't watch. I would
so
like
sad.
go to bed. I'd be on my phone and I'd be like, okay, time to go to sleep, I guess. And then I'd have a drop down of just Lynn is live, and I was like, fuck. That happened like 2 nights in a row. And then it was sad. Friday, and I was like, okay, I'll probably stream at like 8, and then I'm like, a Lynn notification goes off at like 7:30, and I was like, fuck.
It's because Bristol and I were sharing like the same desk.
Yeah.
Which I have my own now, but I don't have my own chair, so this is his chair. So I'm very much like still trying to figure figure stuff out. And I might end up moving to a different room now.
I got this chair.
Oh, I do
it's
like
very
it.
cozy.
You look like businesswoman. You're the boss.
It's like a couch.
Yeah?
It's very couch.
Oh, is it Lazy Boy?
It's Lazy Boy, yeah. It's
okay.
like it's supposed to be like an executive chair, but
Ooh, the executive of the stream.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a big deal.
I thought I wanted a mesh one like what you have right now. But when I would go and sit on them, I was like, these are like stiff. I was like, it turns out I just want a couch and I want to be comfy. So
that's fine. Yeah, this one is more on the cheaper end, if I'm going to be honest. I am getting one like this style, but I think mine was a little bit more comfy when I tried it in store. So I was like, oh yeah, this one will work. But mine's going to be tan too. I'm hoping. I'm like, I know we're going to be manties. You're the executive. I'm just the employee.
I'm on a Zoom call with you right now, and I'm about to fire you.
Wait, no, stop! I just moved.
Other people.
Stop. Are you breaking the news to them, or am I breaking the news and then you're gonna fire me?
I'll break the news and then I'm gonna fire you.
Wait, no.
No, I'm just kidding. That. You're my new elite employee.
You've been promoted. You're now one of my new elite employees. Okay, yeah, so we landed, and that's when Keanu threw up. So out of that entire thing, him throwing up, not a big deal. That was easy to clean up. We had like little wet wipes too, so we just like got there. First thing I did when did I ever tell you this? I have like this is terrible. Someone's gonna flame me for this. I have a what is it? Like a life goal to never use an airplane bathroom.
Oh, the laboratory?
Yeah, the laboratory. So the second we landed, I was like, well, I got to use the bathroom. And it was nice. I like went in the stall and it had the little bidet and then they play like rain sounds. And so like no one hears you doing your business. And I was, yeah, it's great. Dude, it's great. It's very, very nice. And I'm just like
American planes, it's just like airplane and then it's like
that's true.
Like super loud when it goes down and it's very stressful.
That's so true. I guess
like
it was kind of nice to be honest. So we did that and then I like cleaned up the cat puke, which was great. And then obviously we got in line and I told you about like how they had me go from one lane and then I was like, I have a visa, and they're like, okay, go to this lane. Then I wait in that lane and they're like, oh, you don't have your residency card yet, which there was another girl that was in my lane too. Like she was in front of me. She had a visa that she got told to go to that lane. Then I go to that lane too, same person. And then the lady like looks at my stuff while we're waiting in line. She's like, oh, you need to be in this lane, which put me back where I was before. And I was just like, whatever. But now I was ahead of the girl who was in front of me.
Oh,
but she was like talking to some other people. And then this like other younger guy was next to her and he was like talking out loud. Maybe he was nervous. I don't know. It was very interesting. Like, I think he was just talking out loud, waiting for someone to like reply. But I was so exhausted. I was just like, I don't want to be in this conversation. But they were like going to go study at a language school. So that's how they had their visas. It was really cute. I was excited for them.
Yeah.
But then I get up to the counter and the lady processing my information doesn't say a single thing. And she has a mask on. Wearing masks is like pretty normal, but like she's just so silent. And so she I give her the visa and she like looks at it and looks at me and then she like puts it down on the little scanner thing. It pulls up all the information. She's looking at that. And then I have the paperwork for the certificate of eligibility, which is like the main document that they need to see. But like I don't know if I should tell her it's out there on the table. So like if she looked up she could see it or whatever. She just like didn't say a single thing and just like pulled it out so elegantly and quiet. And then she like printed my card and was like, the only thing she said was like, is your name correct? And it was. And then she like gave me it and I just walked through the gates and I was like, wow, that was
easy.
Crazy.
And
yeah, and by this point, like when Bristol went through, when you go to Japan, you have to like fill out their like QR code thing online. It's like, I'm not going to bring drugs into the country, stuff like that. Okay. It gets kind of crazy. But when I filled it out, I said no, like I didn't have any animals because I had to get my residency card. And I was just like, let's just give you the animals. So he had to like do the live animal thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So he had already gone through and went to their customs for pets. And then like they already got inspected, which all they did was like scan them for their microchip on their back and be like, okay, you're good. So that was great. And he was saying that he thinks the lady that like did the scanning might have been the woman that he was like emailing a few days ago too, because she like already understood the situation or whatever when he was like trying to explain, or he didn't really need to. So that was great. And then he had already gotten our bags, our luggage or whatever. So like I walked over, and then we had to get like a little trolley. We had to get 2 trolleys actually. Yeah, we look like fucking nerds.
Oh my god.
So this is the part where we go through the final customs thing, like the actual machinery. So I have when we get our QR code, it like gives you a letter in the alphabet, like A, B, C, or D. So I had to go through like lane D. Bristol had like lane A, so we're like separated now. And so like I have 2 suitcases, and then I have like my personal suitcase, and then I think I have one of the cats. I have Jarvin on top of my luggage. So like, and then you just like get in your little lane, and then you like walk through this big gate, and it like the flaps open, you go through, and then they like open again, or they close if something's wrong. And I think I had my PC underneath me on mine, but yeah, I just walked through, and it was like green, so they dinged me, and I just like went by, and I was good. But then when I got on the other side, it like made another noise where it was red, like after I walked through, and I turned, and they like gestured for me to like go or point, but I didn't know if they like that noise meant that something like they dinged me after the fact.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, what do I do? So I just like stood there for a second, and they're like, no, go. And I'm like, okay. Thanks. So
let me go pee really fast. I'll be right back. I drank too much coffee and water, and I'm like,
okay, that's fine.
Like, I don't know if I can make it.
So after I cleared through customs, even though I thought I didn't at one point, when it made that little dinging noise, Bristol and I, we went in line. We went with our big suitcases, and we got in line for this suitcase delivery company. It's called Yamato something. It's just like, you know, you give them your suitcase, so they deliver it to your house.
Oh, that's nice.
So we did that and paid a little bit. We were like one of the last people to like get through that line, because they like kind of close it kind of early, I guess. So it was very much like, ooh, we just missed the cutoff, or like we almost missed the cutoff, I guess, if that makes sense. They have like a very specific time where they're like, no more. I guess Bristol got like next day delivery, and that's why I thought it was going to be like a few more days. So initially when I packed my carry-on, I put like my laptop and my streaming equipment in there, because I was really worried that I wouldn't have like a PC to stream for like the front page slot that, you know, was going to be happening in a few days too. So I was like very paranoid about that. But it ended up working out really well. And we took the Shinkansen, which is like the bullet train in Japan, all the way from Tokyo to where we are now. And that was fun. It was very peaceful with the cats at this point. Yeah. They had like given up on life. But the Shinkansen riding in that is really comfy, especially if you like pay to have like a reserved seat. So people like kind of, it's very fast. They kind of, people will like bring their like snacks and stuff. Then you kind of just like little eat it, and then you just like sitting and watching, although it was nighttime at that point, so it was kind of dark. We got off at our stop, and then that's when we had like a bunch of other like subway trains to get on, and then we finally made it to where we are now. I'm not specific, like I'm not planning on giving out the city anytime soon. I don't really know if I want to. There is like a prefecture, and it's called like Aichi. Then we got off there and walked like 8 minutes. It's actually really quick from the subway or the train system to the apartment. We got here, so and like,
you can get on the bullet train within 8 minutes.
Not like the Shinkansen.
Like, so you had to transfer.
Like we had a few transfers. The local train is like within 6-8 minute walk, depending on how fast you go.
Nice.
It's actually really cool.
Public transit.
It's really
that doesn't
cool.
exist here in America.
It does not. But it was so funny because the other day Bristol was going to introduce me to some of his coworkers, so we were going to go to like a bigger side of the town or whatever. but he was coming from work. So he was like, I'll meet you at the train station. So I'm like, I have to go by myself and walk down these streets by myself. I was very much like nervy wervies. I got it figured out. I walked all the way by myself, and I had like a little metal card. I think it's called a Suica card. It's like SUCA. I'm not entirely sure, but that's like what you do to put like your money on it. So just like scan that. I was like,
so like
so
a
cool.
like a transit card or whatever.
Yeah, just like a transit card.
Yeah.
But like yeah, I was gonna say, like, typically when I think you're visiting Japan, it's kind of hard to like get one while you're visiting. So like I just having one ahead of time was really great, because you just, you know, put money on it, and then you don't have to like wait in line.
How are you converting, or how did you convert your US currency to be usable in like yen, I guess? Like, did you have to do you have a credit card or anything that allows it?
My bank will allow international like charges, and so I just had to go to my bank and I think there's like a small fee with it, but I was reading online like about the fee, and it's like it's not that noticeable, if that makes sense, to where like it's really bad and hurting my own wallet. I don't know how to explain it, but I
see what you mean, because like if you like Pinto had to do this when he was up, like came and visited in Canada. If you have like a US debit Visa, it'll charge you like $1.50 per transaction for international. But if you have like a credit card, sometimes the credit cards won't do like any fees. Like my Canadian credit card didn't charge me a fee for making American transactions, but I would charge me like the currency conversion, whatever the currency conversion rate was at the time. It would charge me that. So if that works.
Yeah, I was well prepared for that, because I had the same bank when I was in Germany too. So like I was prepared for like what it was going to be, but a lot of stuff, it's like I just will transfer the money to Bristol if we're going to buy like something big with his card, and that just works that way for us, to be honest.
Oh, that's nice. I kind of popped into your first stream back for like 15 minutes or so when because like I did know at the time where you were moving, but then when you went live and I saw the door, I was like, that is a fucking Japanese door right there. I was like, oh shit. It was a little bit of a giveaway.
There was nothing I could really do with that room. And it's not bad if people have figured it out. Actually, I don't think were you on stream today no, you weren't. Today I wanted to do like a browser source, so I wanted to add a YouTube video in my background, which is what I always do with my green screen, right? And I typed in, it was like a jellyfish video, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be so cute. I put it as a browser source URL in OBS, so I'm live right now, and it starts playing an ad on YouTube in Japanese.
It's a Japanese ad.
And I just was like, oh dude, everyone knows at this point.
Oh my god, I was just like shit you wouldn't even think about. Oh my god.
So funny. It was so funny. I think it's not that big of a deal. Because like I think most people have figured it out, and obviously if people are watching this, they're probably interested in, you know, they probably already know, but just there's been several things. The door too. Some people were in chat were defending me. They're like, oh well, it could be like a Washington State, like, you know, style door, influence California, and I'm like, thanks, I appreciate it. It helps.
Man, I wouldn't be able to keep a straight face if people were like, ooh, it's Japan. I'd be like, I can't lie. But oh my god, motherfucker, Eric with a K messages me and says, thoughts on Lynn moving to Japan, ? Pretty cool. I want to go there so badly. Like, he's trying to bait me into saying, yes, I know she moved to Japan. Fuck you. And I haven't replied, so it's like, god damn it.
So funny. Eric did
very
that.
funny.
I'm
not saying anything.
That is something that I want to be so for real with. As someone who has like moved several times, like as a streamer, like the second you talk about moving, people are always like, where and when, which makes sense. But you get asked that so frequently that it gets very exhausting. And it honestly feels like it becomes a chore. And so like, when I was moving to Germany, I was really excited. I talked about it a lot. Then moving back to the States, maybe not as excited, but I did talk about it. And it was just one of those things where I was like, this time I don't want to deal with that. Well, I was also very stressed. I didn't want to deal with like the mental load of it all. And then also, as I said earlier in this episode, just the paperwork stuff and not knowing when, hoping that it would happen in January, early January, but not entirely being sure. So when I told people, like my immediate family knew, obviously, and my mom like probably told everyone within any vicinity, which was kind of annoying. But
moms do be doing that.
In terms of like stream and like, I don't know, friends, I was just like, this is the time period when I probably will be gone. But I was like, the more people I tell, the more possibility that it gets leaked. And I didn't want this to get leaked, because if it did and the paperwork fell through, I would be funked, because people would be like expecting something to happen at a certain date, or expecting me to actually go to Japan. And what if the paperwork fell through completely and I just never made my way to Japan? It was one of those things where it was like, I would have to be over explaining myself constantly. And I didn't want to deal with that. Like I didn't want to like get people's hopes up or something like that and then like shatter it, or even my own hope, if that makes sense. I was very nervous.
Especially if you're like talking about it so much that you're just building these expectations, and if it doesn't happen, it's just like would make it so much worse. I feel
that's exactly what it felt like. And so that's why I barely told anyone. I mean, I think you, Pinto, I think who else there? Oh, and one mod. That was it. Just at one point, because it was like a technical thing, and I was like, we have to figure this out. That was basically it. And at the time of recording this, I haven't done the PowerPoint presentation, but I think at least there's probably like several people that have figured it out at this point. But I haven't confirmed or denied. It's just been funny.
Yeah, it was funny reading people's theories and conspiracies. I know.
They're so fun.
But when even now, when I've been here for like 2 years now, and I still have people like old chatters come in who just aren't really regularly in stream. And they're like, oh, did you move? And I'm like, yes, I'm in the US now. And that maybe comes up maybe twice a month. Which is kind of crazy. And I'm like, I've been here for 2 years, and I'm like, I'm in the US now, which for like 2 years. So I
it's
imagine
like
that'll happen.
It's one of those things where like I don't necessarily blame them by any means, but sometimes it's like it pops up, like it happens so frequently, not that frequently, but like it'll happen, and you're just like, where have you been, Loca?
I know.
but at the same time, it's not like you owe people, like it's not like you own viewers or anything like that. Like that's your own time, do what you want. I think I say this a lot, and you'd probably agree, it's like obviously focus on your real life stuff. Like Twitch is just for entertainment and all that community stuff. Like it doesn't need to consume your life. And I always am like, take care of yourself first before you want to come visit my stream and hang out or whatever. Like I don't know. I guess the thing is like everyone will always know where to find you on Twitch, because you have your URL. So it's like you're not going anywhere, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Did have you been out to kind of explore a little bit yet?
Yeah, a little bit.
You're like, this is amazing. What do you love so much? I guess for the last like week?
Okay. The past week, it has been. It's so silly, but as someone who grew up in the suburbs, like, and the only walkability I ever had was like when I was in college. It's so fun just being able to walk places. I don't know how to describe it.
No, I completely understand, because I lived somewhere that was extremely walkable, and now I'm living somewhere that is not at all. And I'm like, that's the biggest thing that I miss, is just being able to take my bike and go and ride, like go down trails and walk to the store and go, you just don't have to be cooped up in your house or just walk around a block. Like I want somewhere that's walkable, and that's the one thing I miss the most.
Yeah, so there's like a Konbini, which is like a convenience store. So like think of 7-Eleven, or like here they have like Family Mart, and you just, it's just like a gas station, but like without the gas pumps out front, if that makes sense. Today Bristol got home from work, and he's like, do you want to go grab like food real fast? I'm like, yeah, sure. So we walk to the Konbini. We walk outside. It's like I mean, it's cold outside. It was snowing, and I was just like, what the
Oh,
fuck is snow? I haven't seen, I don't think it's, did we even get any snow? I don't even know if we got any snow this past year in North Carolina, but it was kind of fun just like taking the 5-minute walk to the conveni to like go get dinner, and then walk in the snow and everything. And like I was bundled up, so I felt pretty comfy and warm, but it was, I don't know, it was just fun. And then last week, whenever we flew in, we had to go get like some other essentials and whatnot. So we like walked to the mall, and it's just, I don't know, it's kind of neat. I see those videos in like China where they are walking around. They're like, let's go to the ground floor. And then they just keep walking into building, into staircase, and they're still not at the ground floor, whatever. Like on a lesser degree, it kind of felt like that when we were like walking to the mall. They had like a Coliseum, or not a Coliseum, but like a stage area or whatever, and it was just so neat seeing everything so compacted together. And so I really like the walkability of it, and I hope that doesn't change for me.
Nice.
I hope that doesn't change.
I when Blender moved to Japan, I think 3 years ago now, maybe 4.
Wow.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But he just started walking everywhere, and he like just complete night and day. I've talked about this before because I'm just like so blown away by it. But complete night and day difference between he just lost so much weight. And you could just really see it in his face, and just from the diet change and the walkability of everything. 'Cause I mean, here you have to fucking drive everywhere. It's annoying, and I'm like, I just want to walk. I want to walk and ride my bike. I don't know. But anyway.
I don't know if I'm getting a bike yet. When you get one, you have to like register it.
Really?
So so I don't know if you get like your own little license plate or whatever, but it's
maybe
people don't really steal bikes here either, which is nice.
Yeah, I imagine the culture difference is going to be so much nicer too. Just people.
Oh my god,
nicer.
Speaking of that,
considerate. Yeah.
Cultural difference wise, people are so well put together here in terms of like dressing. I feel like a potato next to some of these like women and men. They are so like, well, like they are really dressed up. I mean, there's comfortable people as well, but you can't really, you don't wear like tight leggings here. You might be able to get away with like loose leggings kind of. It's more like, oh, that's a tourist. I'm always going to look like a tourist. I'm literally, I'm white. Of course I'm going to look like a tourist. Yeah. But I do want to get to the point where hopefully I can have like some type of conversational level of Japanese, which I haven't spoken yet, but I've been learning the alphabet, one of the alphabets. There's 3 different ones.
You're doing katakana first?
I'm doing hiragana first right now.
I couldn't remember which one was more used.
Well, they kind of like use them interchangeably. The hard one is like the one that's borrowed from like Chinese, where it's like the symbol. That one is crazy. I don't even want to look at that one right now. But I've been learning some of hiragana. I need to practice like even more at the filming of this. I would like to. I have like flashcards, and I don't know, like Bristol technically, since he's been living here, I don't know what level he is in terms of like understanding, like because they do things like they base it, like he's conversational. It's pretty cool, like just seeing him like talk to someone. Yeah. Like I walked to the conveni, and like they like say things, and like they're literally just asking if I want a bag with it or whatnot. But like I'm still at the point where I'm like too stressed, where I'm like I can't do this conversation right now. I'm just gonna nod my head.
I just agree to everything. Yeah. Did you watch Ludwig and Michael Reeves?
No, I didn't.
I highly suggest watching it, because they're kind of on like, they can get by enough to have like to order something, or to like have like ask for directions and whatnot. Yeah. It's so interesting to watch. It was one of my favorite series to watch, actually.
Good for them.
It was really good. I definitely recommend watching it.
I do have to give that a watch. I have to watch last week's episode of the podcast, Tony, with you and Pinto.
You have to watch it still?
I watched like the first like 10 or 15 minutes. Yeah. And it was very funny. I just immediately like it opened up, and I saw Pinto counting on his fingers, and I was like, oh, he's gonna say something, isn't he?
Yeah. Because I told him, yeah, I was like, you can't swear for the first 10 seconds or else something bad, like the algorithm doesn't like it or something like that. So that's why he was counting.
I think it's also, 30 seconds, but
oh, maybe fuck. He also, so when I threw it into Premiere, I was like, I put the intro in it as well, but I think the intro was like zoomed in or something. So like when you watch it, I think the intro is kind of zoomed in, and I couldn't figure out how to get it not zoomed in.
Wait, stop. I don't think I noticed.
I don't think it's not really noticeable, but I was like, something's wrong. I couldn't figure out what the fuck was wrong. But I did like.
I'm so proud of you, though.
Thank you.
Oh
I did a few cuts at the beginning. I just kind of went through and saw when there was like no
pause,
like pauses, and I just kind of cut those. But then I was like, this is a fucking almost 2 hour episode. I was like, I'm not doing that for the entire thing. I'll do it for the first like 15 minutes just so that people stay.
Try to hook them in.
But,
yeah.
But
that's how I felt too.
I felt pretty okay. So I mean, if I need to edit some again, I will do it.
Okay, that's great. I also think because you guys talk about the room and like designing it, and I was like, that's such a cute setting. I love that.
Yeah,
the little bean bag chairs that you guys sit in.
It was funny because we were like, I went up to him and I was like, did you watch the Wine About It episode where like Ray wasn't there, but Cutie just asked Ludwig to come in, and he was like, no, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, Lynn can't record this week and we just weren't gonna post, so I was like, do you want to record with me? He was like, okay, and I was like, wait, really? I was surprised that he said yes. And so he's like, well, just figure out what you want to talk about. And I was like, okay. So like I was like thinking, I was like folding laundry, and I was like, okay, I know we can't just like sit there and just expect a conversation to come up or something, which I mean it would, but I was like, we need to have something planned. And so I was like, what if we just rank random foods in our house or something? And I was like, what do we do? Because we've done root beer tier list before, we did a water tier list before, and so I was like, well, what if I go to the store and just get like 6 random beers, we rank them, and then he's like, well, we can rank them and also talk about music. And I was like, perfect. And so we sat in the record room and we did that, and we talked for so long. Really
comfy.
Yeah,
you guys did a good job. It's like you like each other or something. I don't know.
The ending, even if you don't watch the whole thing, at least watch the ending because it's so fucking funny.
Okay. I do plan to watch it though. Okay. Now it's so fun. I get to be the viewer. I'm not the one doing the work and talking. Oh my god.
No, it was good. It turned out. I was pretty happy with it. So.
Okay. Oh my god. See, now we're coming up on like. I know 2 hours almost.
You guys are getting spoiled this week with episodes. I was like, we need a fucking Patreon at this point if we're gonna keep yapping. Oh
my god. Okay, let's do crash course. Like, is there anything else? My favorite thing so far has been walkability. It's been really fun getting things and transferring them from like I had to get like a kind of like a foam mattress topper. And we had to like walk that from the mall all the way home. Like, it was big, and it had like a little rope. So that's there. I think I'm just overall really happy. This room that I'm in right now might be my main room, but I might end up changing it. There's another room too. I am most sad about losing the dance studio. That's that entire big room that I had. I'm also kind of sad about losing my green screen, and I'm sure I had a crash out already earlier today about it, to be honest, but I'm sure with time I'll get over it and it'll go back to normal and see.
I think once you get more settled and like actually start to make the place feel more homey and like, you know, so it'll take time for sure. Like, are you able to make the biggest room your dance area, do you think?
So this room and the other room are the same size. They're like rectangles. Right now I have it set up so like I get more distance walking left and right, but then I lose distance walking forward. So like if I were to, this isn't the camera I'm using, but like if I were to walk forward, like my feet get cut off quicker. So I think I'm gonna keep this set up for a bit and see if I like it, and then if I want to change it, I might do the long way so I lose left and right walkability, but I can go forward and back more. That kind of sucks, but you know, gotta make do, I guess. There's something that's interesting is there's no central AC. We have room units. We only have one room unit, and that's like the bedroom right now, so it gets heat. the other rooms don't get anything. This room has a input for the like AC heater unit to go in. It's like a hole that's already drilled in the wall, but they put like this putty stuff in it. And then I guess they like scoop the putty out to put like the exhaust tube out when they're like installing the unit. But we have to buy that, and that's like another kind of like $300 purchase, if I'm gonna be honest, or something, plus installation. So I'm very much, as of right now, I'm okay. I'm just kind of cold, which is why I'm in like a hoodie.
Yeah.
My PC like typically heats up the room pretty well though. So
same. My bedroom gets so, or my whatever this fucking room is. This room gets so hot with the door closed. I'm like, I'm warm.
So I'm hoping that I will be able to hold off until summer, but summer will be the real test because that's when AC like gets kind of important. So we'll see with that one. But yeah, I might end up, I'm gonna measure some more rooms actually, but I might end up even taking all of this and moving it over. Also, the desk that I got from Amazon, Japanese Amazon, so fantastic.
Really? Oh, that's so good.
Yes, so great. And I'm switching from like dark wood tones to like the light birch kind of wood tones or whatever, like oak.
The birchy oaky tones kind of match like white rooms, I think, a lot. Really well.
I agree.
I want to like send you Pinterest pictures and stuff because I'm trying to like design I don't know, but like redo Pinto's like synth room because it's a fucking disaster.
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff down there.
I'm like just want to make it look nice.
I'm trying to think if those walls are even painted in there. Are they painted?
Did you paint them they're just white. In his little office room, they're just white, and I'm like, I know I can make this better. I can do it. So I want to do more stuff like that. With his downstairs stuff. But yeah, I'll send you pictures.
Fun. Okay. Yes. What else can I say? We're lacking in a lot of storage. We have to buy a dresser as well. I'm living out of suitcase. Like literally, these clothes right here in the bottom corner are my clothes because I don't have any other clothes. Well, I had to get rid of a lot of my clothes too. I am like, and then when I come here, as I said earlier, everyone is so fashionable. I want to change my entire wardrobe. The girlies are wearing like, it's so fun. It's like acceptable to wear like, I don't know, like the kind of like the schoolgirl skirts almost. Yeah, it's like the girlies be wearing that. They're not going to school, by the way, but then they wear like leggings underneath or like just some type of tights, and like it's cold as fuck outside, but they look so
like
good.
The fleece lined ones that kind of like
that's what I need.
Like their skin going through.
That's what I need.
I like them.
That's what I need.
Oh, that's so cute though. Oh,
yeah. So I'm very much like ready to change my entire like setup. And when I came here, I did bring some of my skirts that I like bought, so I'm like very excited to wear them. Also, I mean, it's like it'll be like, you know, it's 0 degrees outside, right? So 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and I will see women wearing like skirts, like they wear long skirts, and then they like will put their tights underneath it, or they'll have like leg warmers or something. Leg warmers is so popular. I just feel so like out of the loop. It's crazy. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I guess like, and I mean, it's not really normal for people to go out in like sweatpants and a hoodie type thing like it is here.
It's like the sweatpants have to be like loose and baggy, if that makes sense. I don't. It's so interesting, but and well, I think
put together, I guess.
I think because of the area that we're in right now, it's like there's no tourist, if that makes sense. So I am very much like fully immersed in like Japan at this moment. And so the amount of people, it's not like Tokyo, the amount of people that actually speak English can really vary. So it's like I really have to put in the work, which I'm very much ready to do, and just, I don't know, try to make something of it. Although I did think about maybe attending like a language school because I'm already here now, so I could if I wanted to. But
you can also get like, you know, when you're in kindergarten, you just have like all the little workbooks and stuff like that. You can like,
Bristol has some,
except for like learning Japanese instead.
So like Bristol's kind of like my teacher at the moment, like when I'm learning the alphabet and everything like that, because he knows it and it's fun. It's really fun. I meant to say this earlier. When I'm walking around, I kind of just like look at things written around, and like I'm just looking to see if I recognize like characters, and it's so cool when I'm just like looking and I'm like, I know what that says. Yay. Oh my god. I know what 2 of the syllables are in it. I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah, that's good.
and then I'm reading something and it just says like sports drink. And I'm like, oh my God, I read it.
It definitely accelerates the process of learning a language when you're actually like integrated with it and experiencing it, opposed to just like Duolingo or something.
I just realized, for everyone that watched our New Year's resolution video, was that episode
12?
11? 12.
Yeah.
Episode 12. I said one of my goals this year was to learn a new language. The new language was Japanese, if it's not obvious.
Yay.
Okay. All right.
We should probably wrap up though, because it's been almost 2 hours. So,
much talking.
We need a fucking Patreon at this point, so that we can just be like, go to the Patreon, and then we can keep yapping.
Thanks for listening to episode 14. Did I get it right?
Yes.
Of Dear Chat. I am so happy that I could finally share this news with you all, that I made this big move to Japan. I know I did primarily a lot of the yapping this episode, so thanks for listening to that.
Yeah,
Funny, thank you for asking great questions, to be honest. There's probably even more questions and more things to say, but
questions. we could honestly talk about the same thing next week, because I feel like we'll have another week's worth of being in Japan. I'm like, I want to know more. How things have changed and whatnot.
Definitely. Check us out on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Those links will be posted down below. Obviously, subscribe to the YouTube if you liked it. Leave a comment down below. I don't know, maybe say something that I need to do while I'm in Japan if you've been.
Ooh, yeah.
Or any tips on learning a new language.
Any questions you might have. Maybe if chat has questions, we could answer them next week.
That's a great idea too. Yeah, if you have any questions, please put that down below. But yeah, that'll be it. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Goodbye.